So we're back here on the go, and we come to a beautiful nature trail, and woo, slippery. So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. Yesterday I woke up, I did everything that I needed to, everything was great. I ended up having my Zoom meeting with the mentorship that I'm going through, which was awesome. Huge eye-opener, helped me out a lot, made me feel better about myself. Everything that I'm going through is pretty tough, but the biggest thing about this membership is having the community of the multiple hundreds of people to be able to talk with and hear their stories and understand that everybody is going through stuff, but the people that actually want to change are going to be the people that put themselves out there. So it's really nice just having a community like that. And as I went through, everything was just becoming great. Me and my kid were hanging out, laughing so much. We filled out some Valentine's cards. We went to grandma's, ate some food. The plan was for me to take her home around 7 o'clock and drop off my ex-girlfriend's dog to her. And the ex-girlfriend agreed to that, and then showed up at my mom's and was demanding that my kid come outside, and was just crossing lines, texting me. I mean, so many text messages yesterday. And I don't know, I think it's a lot tougher on her that I finally closed the door than it was actually tough on me. So after that, me and my mom sat there and we talked a while, and we talked about faith and everything like that. It was a pretty good conversation, even though a lot of stuff did go over her head for everything that I was saying, because all right, come on. For everything that I was saying, just because, here, I'm gonna let you off leash. Just because I have a lot of crazy beliefs in my head, and I like to believe what I like to believe. I don't let anybody else really tell me what I should believe or think. That's kind of how I've always been. And then called my brother, and I stayed up way too late. I was on the phone with him till 12:10. Probably didn't fall asleep till 12:30. Still got up at 6:30. So I didn't end up getting up at 6 like I wanted to, but I got up at 6:30. I started my day off with a shower, hot shower, turned it to cold. I stayed in there for 40 seconds, almost 40 seconds. It was pretty close. And by the end of the month, I want to be at 90 seconds standing in the cold water. As soon as you get out and you start drying off, your whole body just has like this numb feeling, and you feel invincible, like you can lift the world. Just put it on your shoulders. It makes you feel amazing. I haven't done my yoga yet. I ended up going through and completely redesigning my entire living room layout and organizing all my kids' makeup. Come on! Organizing all my kids' makeup stuff. I got everything. Yes, he's a good boy. Everything around, and I'll even post a picture of how my living room looks now. It's just so much more comfortable to me, so much better flow. Just not having to constantly be told that I can't be the way I wanted to be was a huge strain on me. Obviously, with a relationship comes compromise, but compromise is good when it's with somebody that actually wants to compromise and not just have it their way. Then everybody's happy with an actual compromise. So now, with today, I didn't get my morning routine done. I've still got a few dishes in the sink, just because I ended up putting more time into something else. And so with that being said, not getting my morning routine done, walking this late, I'm going to get the yoga done. I know I'm not going to fail at getting all my stuff done, but it has slowed me down a lot. But even though I'm going to get it done, and I also got something else done that made me feel really good, now I'm going to have fulfillment of getting my daily tasks done, and also fulfillment of being able to do something else. And then I'm going to go and work tonight as well, which Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I put a lot more time aside for myself as it's slower on those days. And then Thursdays through Sundays, I try to put as much time as I can into working after I get my morning routine done instead of doing anything else. So Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays are my organization days to make sure that my life is heading good for the rest of the week, so that way I don't have to come back to do a bunch after I work a bunch. So changing habits, changing your daily stuff, being on course with what you want to be, with who you want to be, and the things that you want to do, those are the things that make you happy. And that's what I'm getting out of this mentorship program, that, you know, it's good to invest into yourself, but just make sure that you're going to invest into yourself. Understand that what you're paying for is the information on how to help you change. And you pay attention to that information and you grow. Don't let anybody tell you or talk you into doing anything that you don't want to do, because you're going to walk away from that conversation either way. If you do it or don't, you're going to end up feeling bad. And today on my Zoom call, yes, I did feel a little bit bad, because I felt like they wanted me to purchase more, because they felt like if I had this, that I wouldn't take more steps back and everything else. And you know, there's going to be salesmen that are going to try to get you to do stuff, and it's not that I didn't feel bad because they were trying to get me to do something that I didn't want to do. It was more or less that I wasn't ready for a conversation like that at all, as I'm very early in the stages and I'm vulnerable. So when people come at me with that stuff, I just assume the worst, as I have my entire life. So after walking away, you know, I started feeling this little bit of anguish, like, oh man, what was that about? Yada yada. I had to sit there, I had to think about it. And as I sat there and I was thinking about it, I started thinking the worst. I started assuming the worst. And that right there is why I'm doing this mentorship, is because I am learning that once you start thinking the worst and assuming the worst, that this is exactly what happens. I better turn around because I don't really know where I'm going. So this is what I went into this mentorship for, is to start to learn to catch myself, to start saying the better things, to not just being the person that I was, because that is the problem, is that I am a lost soul. I am hurt. I am trying to find my way, as I have been for 29 years. So going down this path, I'm getting all this info. What are you doing? And it's helping me change my life. So investing into your life is good. Unfortunately, all that work that is being done is just like a scientist. It's like a cook. It's like anybody. They're not going to give you their fucking recipe. They're just not. They're going to make you pay for it. The next step for them would be for me to have somebody in my life and holding me accountable. And as I got off this and everything else, yes, I wanted to invest into it, and I wanted that when I was in the conversation, but after I thought about it, I want to be that person for myself. I want to be my own mentor. I don't want to have somebody else that I look up to as a father figure that I have to keep going to for approval and everything else. I want that in myself. So that next step is not for me. I don't want that person in my life at a consistent thing, as I will develop it in my own self to be able to give that to others around me that I want to help, that they want to help to achieve the greatness that they possibly could. And I won't do it for anything other than gratification of helping another person that I care about, helping them go down a road to self-betterment or financial prosperity or whatever it is. These are the things that I want to work towards so I can help others in my life. That's why I do this on the go. If I'm going to make money from it, it's going to be through the advertisement, and it's going to be through that type of stuff. And I would never want to ever in a million years want to even make money off of this, because it's not really that big of a deal for me to make money off of this. But if I do, yes, I'm going to be grateful for it. Yes, I'm going to be happy. And I will want to continue to do this every day, no matter what. This right here helps me offload. It lets me feel better. It lets me hold myself accountable. Every single time that I watch one of these videos, I see the things that I don't like, the things that I talk about, the things that I need to move past. This is all for me to watch myself grow and to help me continue to grow. And if it helps others, I would love for it to continue to grow to help others. Because this is the whole point of life, is to not be something that you don't want to be. It's to be who you truly want to be. And all of that is always going to come from within. It's not going to come from the outside. You can't just spend money and have everything fixed. It's just not happens. It's not. If you need somebody to hold you accountable, you might need to pay that money. It's unfortunate, but that is who you are, and that is what you feel that you need. For me, I can hold myself accountable. But the information for me to make all that stick, so that way I don't feel bad and just get into a depression, and even though I'm holding myself accountable for all of it, I just don't care. That is where I need to learn to always care. That is the prosperity, and I will pay for that knowledge. So after I got off that Zoom call and I had all that going through my head as I was driving down the road to come to this park before I started doing this video, I first started out saying bad stuff. Saying, oh, you're fucking getting swindled and all that other stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. No, you're not. You literally were struggling. You didn't know how to make a change. You kept thinking bad thoughts. You had this pit of despair. And then once you paid that money and got all these worksheets and did all the lists, and you're going through and you're making changes and stuff, you paid that money and you learned so much. It hasn't been a waste. It hasn't, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you trying to backtrack again over one simple conversation that somebody else had with you? That's ridiculous. You are on the right track. You are doing the right things. And you have this now information and all these writings and journal entries and videos because of everything that you are learning from this mentorship. Because of everything that you are putting your foot forward and doing. So that's how I got out of that funk. That's how I'm walking down this trail, laughing, letting it all out. I have learned to not be afraid to speak my mind, which has made all that weight just come off my shoulder. As I sat there and I thought the worst about something, and then I changed it all and said that is not what it was about. Life is gonna try to throw things in your path, and you have to decide how you're gonna look at it. And my decisions of how to look at it has drastically changed due to every step that I have taken. And it has made me not happier, but more at peace with myself to be able to enjoy the moments that come into my life and be happy about that moment. Because happiness is just a fleeting moment that happens when you're doing something that you enjoy and love. And then after, you have to have peace of mind. Because you don't know what is going to come next. So if you assume, if you think the worst, unfortunately, you're going to look for it and you're going to find it. So don't do that stuff to yourself. Because then that black pit, that's going to start showing up again. That's going to start making you feel like you can't do it. And that is not what we're here for. And we're here to prove that we can do it, that we can change. We can achieve the life that we want to achieve, and there's nothing that nobody can do to help us if we don't want that help. We have to accept that we're willing to change, and we have to put our foot forward, and we have to have a revisit to our past. If this is what you need to do, make a video, post it for the world to see. Don't hold back and tell all your truths. Tell your fears. Tell your mistakes. Fix who you want to be. This right here helps me tremendously, and I say everybody should do it. Everybody should get their stuff out there and try to fix all the stuff that they want to fix. And if you don't, just do a video and keep it hidden, keep it in your phone, delete it after a certain amount of time. Just make sure you watch it multiple times, so that way you can see the change in your life as it happens, so that way you can offload to relieve your stress, so that way you can start talking to yourself better. Because when you sit there and you record yourself and all you do is talk shit to yourself, all you do is talk about the bad things, you start to notice the way you feel. You start to see your facial features and the way that it goes and everything else. And it's pretty amazing being able to just get it all out there and for the world to see. And it does not matter to you, because you're trying to change. You know that the stuff that you're putting out there is just you in the moment. And as you see the change and other people see the change, it's going to give them hope. It's going to give them the need or the want to do so. Don't be afraid to share who you are. And don't be afraid to change from the person that you're sharing now. Everybody's got a past, but everybody always wants to work towards the future, but it's fucking hard. So don't give up and do what you think is necessary. Take the steps that you need to take, but make sure that you're leading down a path that you're going to want to get to. Because life is going to throw a bunch of people in your life. They just are. There's billions out there, and we just keep growing. But it's you who gets to choose. It's not them, and it never will be. So here on the go, we went on a walk, a beautiful nature trail. Much better sightings, not a bunch of houses. And we're gonna end the video with, if you can, like, subscribe, do what you can to help me not be afraid to tell the world of the things that I'm doing. Because the more people that see this, the more that I feel like I can let it go. Because none of this is actually mattering. Because my future is going to be the one that I want, and I'm excited to share it with the world. I'm excited to see myself change to be who I desire to be. And that's what we're doing here on the go. We ain't running from our problems. We're running to them, fixing them, and being who we want to be.